What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Kuna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it's to talk about the player ratings from the Arsenal versus Blackpool game. And what can I say? It weren't a great performance. Bear in mind, we're playing a League One team. We didn't really have to get out of second gear in the end to beat them. Good thing too, because I'll tell you what, if it was up to Petr Cech, we would have had other ideas for this one. But yeah, I can't really disagree with the starting lineup. And let's talk about the starting lineup. You know, we had to rest a lot of players, and even players that we could have taken risks on, like a Monreal or a Kolasinac. Probably ahead of the Liverpool game, Emery opted not to, just in case they pick up an injury, and I can understand it. I mean, Aubameyang came on in the end, took a horrible tackle, which the player got sent off for, and all of us as Arsenal fans were like, oh, shit, at the same time. So hopefully, Aubameyang's all right and can shake that off. But anyway, let's talk about the game and talk about the starting lineup. So we opted for a back five of Petr Cech. Oh, I'll come to Petr Cech in a minute. Petr Cech in goal, Lichtsteiner right back, Mustafi in centre back, which to me is quite telling that maybe he's not starting on Saturday. Oh, please God, please God, don't let him start. Flipping out, Salah will have a field day if he starts. Julio, I really want to try and pronounce his last name, but I'm opting not to because people like going at me for the way I say Mustafi. So the last thing I'm going to do is start butchering another name. And Carl Jenkinson, yeah, that's right, the guy you forgot was still in our books, played left back, which was like, oh, okay. And I had to kind of remember that, oh yeah, he has actually played that position a couple of times for Arsenal before. He did so for Charlton too. He's seen as one of these people who can play any position in the back line. So it's kind of like, all right, the man's earning 55 grand a week, you may as well play him. Oh gosh, it pains me every time I remember that this man earned 55 grand a week for watching Arsenal the same way me and you guys do. Anyway, and then we had Smith Rowe in the middle alongside Guendouzi, with Ramsey just ahead of that. I'll come to Ramsey, I'll come to Guendouzi in a second. Mkhitaryan on the left, Maitland-Niles on the right. But what that kind of eventually turned into was Maitland-Niles kind of played more on the right-hand side of a three. And Welbs up front. So yeah, that was the team. It was what it was. It is what it is. The team was completely rotated in order for us to best prepare for Liverpool. Liverpool's too big of a tie for us to fuck about in, and to give us the best opportunity of winning that game, we had to rest the players. So I agree with the starting lineup. Nevertheless, they did not perform well. So, as I mentioned in my vlog yesterday, which if you haven't had the opportunity to go and watch it, do watch it. It features Lee Gunner and some guy who saw us filming and wanted to be part of it. Hence why he was also part of the process. Nice geezer though, so I can't complain too much. So I got him to be part of the video too. So go check that out if you haven't had an opportunity to do so. But nevertheless, here is my marks out of 10 for all those players. So first up, Petr Cech. Oh my goodness, Cech. I'll tell you, I have been accused of defending Petr Cech over the course of the season. In my mind, because I believe he's deserved defending. Yesterday was not one of them days though. No, yesterday was not one of them days. He, oh my gosh, he had a terrible game yesterday. Terrible. A couple of occasions, particularly crucially when we were leading 2-1, this guy decides to slip. I don't know what this guy was doing. And it was only by the grace of God that the player who he passed it to, who another Blackpool player passed it to, was offside. Because I tell you what, that calamity, if Blackpool players were more switched on, it should have been 2-2. It should have been 2-2. But as I said in my vlog yesterday, I was never overly worried we'd lose the game. Only that we'd do some sort of stupid shit like that. I felt like if that had been 2-2, we would have upped the level and scored a third goal. And I truly believe that. Anyway, let me just go on. So Petr Cech, I'm going to say 3 out of 10. Much like Mustafi, 3 out of 10 is for turning up, playing the first half, and a point for playing the second half. That's it. Right back, Lichtsteiner, I actually thought was one of our very few good performers, actually. I thought he was pretty good. I wouldn't say he was good enough to be an 8, but definitely good enough to be a 7. Got himself a goal too, and put us in the lead in the first half. So, yeah, I would say 7 out of 10. Mustafi was exactly okay. There was nothing, he didn't do anything particularly disastrous like he did at the weekend, but he also wasn't brilliant. I thought he was exactly okay. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I thought Julio was a little bit better, to be honest. Like, he looked more composed to me. I actually thought he was pretty good. I don't necessarily think Mavropanos or the likes of Holding have anything to worry about just yet. But who knows, with more game time, you never know. Maybe there is a gem in there somewhere. 7 out of 10. I thought we did okay. Left back, Jenkinson. To be fair to Jenkinson, and he made a lot of stupid, dumb fouls in the first half. But to be fair to Jenkinson, when I take into stock that he is playing out of position, he hasn't played for Arsenal for 2 years. In all honesty, he did all right. He did okay. And for that reason, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Which doesn't sound like he did. He got himself an assist. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He was okay. Guendouzi. It's a shame for Guendouzi because I actually thought was having a good performance until he got himself sent off. I can't give somebody more than a 5 for putting us into trouble early on and in a game that we could have lost because we were under pressure once he came off. Yeah, do I believe that the sending off was harsh? Yep. I do. I thought it was harsh. But at the same time, you got to mind yourself when you're on a yellow card, bruh. He's young. He will understand that in time. But I have to give him a 5 out of 10. Not because he was poor in performance, but because he was poor in temperament. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Next to him, Smith Rowe, I thought was man of the match. In my opinion, I thought the kid was fantastic. I thought our energy levels dropped when he came off. Looks like we found a position for the kid. Number 8 seems to suit him well because he was about this life. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Number 10, Ramsey. I mean, Emre came out today and praised him for his so-called professionalism. I have not seen a particularly good performance from Ramsey sans the wonder goal. Outside of his wonder goal, I've not seen a good performance from him this season. Yesterday was another example of that. I think he's just going through the motions. This is why I wouldn't even wait until the end of the year. Let's just cut loose in January. You guys know I've never been overly enamored with Ramsey anyway. I did want him to stay. because I am seeing improvements in his overall game and consistency until this season. And for that reason, I'd give him a 5 out of 10. He also wasn't the worst player on the pitch, though. His left wing partner, on the other hand, in my view, I thought Mkhitaryan was terrible yesterday. Terrible. And for as much as you might want to shit on Jenkinson, he weren't helped out by Mkhitaryan. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. He looks like a player that has no confidence. There was an opportunity that came to him in the second half, and you're like, bruh, just hit that across the goal. Test the goalkeeper. His finish was about as, it was just amateurish. It was so poor. I was so disappointed for him and in him. For me, I'd give Mkhitaryan, maybe Czech was the worst player on the pitch, to be fair. So I'll give Mkhitaryan a 4. I thought he was terrible. On the right-hand side, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'd give Ainsley a 7. I actually really liked his performance, particularly in the first half. You could tell he was really enjoying the advanced role. Yeah, I could tell he was really enjoying the performance. I would give him a 7 out of 10. I'm glad he's back in the fray. And I want to see him compete with Torreira for that place. Like I say, this for me is another reason why I don't mind letting go of Ramsey in January. Because I think this is Ainsley Maitland-Niles' time. So let him step up. Up top, Danny Welbeck. Yeah, I thought Welbeck was okay. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Just to run through the subs real quick. Torreira, who came on shortly after Guendouzi was sent off, I'll give him a 6. I don't think he was overly amazing, but he did okay. As for Iwobi and Aubameyang, I think they came on too late for me to be able to give them a mark. They made a couple of runs here and there, and Aubameyang received that horrible tackle, but it was nothing amazingly influential. So, yeah, I'm not going to give either of them a mark. And as for the boss himself, Emre, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Ultimately, we won the game. I won't say we shut down everything, but I think we did well enough. So, for me, I would say a 7 out of 10. We got the result we wanted. And on to Spurs. I can't wait for that game. I'm going to try everything possible to get tickets for that game because it's fucking Spurs. And I ain't ever been to a North London derby. I know. How terrible is that? So I need to go. Let me change that statement. I've never been to a home London derby. I have been to Shite Hart Lane, unfortunately. But alright people, you guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. I appreciate every time you guys do that. That's pretty much it from now. So take care people. Deuces.